Hello everybody, welcome back to another Mystic Islands video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry if there's a little bit of echo with my microphone today. My room is very empty because, as you guys know, I'm moving into a new house. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to go over this deck right here. Obviously, I have custom sleeves for this deck. I really do like this one. This deck has a lot of goblins and it's very aggressive. I think I'm going to call this deck Goblin Swarm or something along those lines. You'll see obviously on the thumbnail. If you're a type of player that just wants to get straight into action and deal as much damage as possible, this is your deck. I have a very good win ratio with this deck, so I'm going to go over all the cards in it for you right now. Let's get into it. We're going to start off with the neutral faction cards in the deck. We only have 3. Right here you have Forbidden Spell, 2 copies of Forbidden Spell. Obviously this is one of the cards that in the game is very useful as target ability card has no effect and is destroyed. So this is going to deny one of your opponent's ability cards. Very useful. You can run up to 4 because it is a common, but we're only going to run 2 in this deck. We're mostly going to be looking to use our ability cards to inflict damage on our opponent. So these are here just in case as a failsafe. And the last neutral faction card is going to be Zuverus the Obsidian Dragon. Now this card is a mystic rare, very hard for you guys to pull. But there's a reason for it. He costs 2, 3 attack, 3 defense. When casted, draw a card. If that card is a neutral faction card, draw another one. And not only that, Amber 3 says every time this creature battles and deals damage to the opposing caster, give this creature +1 attack, +1 defense until death with a limit of 3. So that means he could be all the way up to a 6 attack, 6 defense. Only problem is you can only have 1 in your deck, so you gotta get lucky. This deck is very heavy on goblins, so not many neutral and not many pirate, but pirate is the other faction mixed in, and Avarice Stone is the card that you're going to have 3 copies of. Funny thing, this card is going to change a little bit in the next set. Obviously, the old artwork is going to phase out. We're going to have new artwork, and I'm changing a few cards to make them better for the game, to overall improve the gameplay of the game. This is the only set I'm doing that for. So Avarice Stone will be a neutral faction card in the next set. That's a little spoiler right there. So basically, there's not many pirate cards at all in this deck. There's just 1 more besides these. 3 copies, and it reads, draw 2 cards, lose 1 health. And the last pirate faction card is Spiral of Fear, another mystic rare. This is a card you definitely want to have in every single pirate deck. I mean, I just don't see a reason why you wouldn't want it. Cost 6, ability card. This card costs 1 less Chaos Crystal for every card in your hand. Banish target creature. If this creature ever returns to the battlefield, its controller loses 10 health. And in addition, this has the idle effect, which means this is not affected by ability cards. So Forbidden Spell cannot affect Spiral of Fear. This is a straight shot right to your opponent's creature to banish it. Get it out of here. Very, very useful and almost basically impossible to stop. Next up is the Goblin Faction cards. Most of this deck is all Goblin Faction. Here we go. Bloodthirsty. You're going to run 4 copies of Bloodthirsty. This is the promotional artwork version, but they're all the same. Cost 2 ability card. Target creature or caster, which is the player, takes 4 damage. You lose 2 health. These are super useful to kill creatures or deal burn damage right to your opponent's health. And obviously, when they're at 0 from 40, you win the game. Next up, we have 4 copies of Scroblin Hunters. If you guys didn't know a little bit of the lore, these Scroblins are obviously just goblins, but in this set, it's bitter cold. So it's an Ice Age themed set. They have evolved to resist the cold, and that's why all the goblins are blue in this set. Very cool little flavor. And they are now called Scroblins. That's the variant. So this card costs 4 attack, 4 defense, solid big creature. You don't have many big creatures in the Goblin Faction. When this creature dies, search your deck for a Goblin Faction creature worth 1 or less. If found, cast that creature for free, shuffle your deck. Very useful for another card coming up. We actually only have 1 card in this deck that costs 1, so it's only 1 card we're looking for, and you're going to figure it out pretty soon. When I say pretty soon, I mean right now, because next up is Grunt Goblin. 3 copies of Grunt Goblin. I have the promo blue version as well here. Cost 1 creature, so this is the one you're looking for from Scroblin Hunters. When this creature dies, deal 4 points of damage to the caster that killed this creature. So this guy's pretty funny. 0 attack, 1 defense, a fan favorite from the first 2 sets. And when your opponent kills him, they take 4 damage. That's 12 damage altogether if you get all 3 Grunt Goblins out. That's more than a quarter of your opponent's health. So very useful, very good card. Next up is Tribe Chief right here. 3 copies of that as well. Cost 3 creature, 4 attack, 2 defense. When casted, you may sacrifice a Goblin Faction creature on your battlefield. If you do, all opposing casters discard 2 cards from the top of their decks. We're mostly putting him in here because of his stats, but that effect is useful if you want to get rid of Scroblin Hunters to then bring out a Grunt Goblin or something. You can come up with combos here, but mainly he is here for his damage. He's a 4 attack, 2 defense. That's pretty good for the Goblins, deals much damage as fast as possible. Next up is Goblin Ambush. This has new artwork. I'm not sure if you guys have seen it yet. This is printed out from my printer. The Game Crafter cards are coming soon for me to show you guys. But for now, 3 copies of him. Same card as the original, just updated artwork, obviously. Cost 3, 4 attack and 3 defense. When casted, target opponent either discards 2 cards from their hand or loses 4 health, their choice. You let them choose, but basically it's 2 things they definitely don't want to do. Getting rid of 2 cards from their hand is very brutal. And then losing 4 health, guess what? Helps this deck to deal more damage. Everything in this deck is meant to put your opponent in a bind and deal damage, get them as low as fast as possible, and finish them off before they can do anything. And his stats are also very solid as well. One of the better uncommons in the game. Got 3 Scroblin Warriors as well. This creature is a little bit smaller, cost 2, 2 attack, 1 defense, so stats aren't amazing, but when casted, deal 1 damage to all opponents. Deals 1 burn damage right away, no matter the situation, when you cast it. So that's a good reason why we would want Scroblin Warrior. Next up is Goblin Nightcrawler, cost 2, 3 attack, 2 defense. You're gonna get 3 copies. Goblin Nightcrawler is next. This card will actually be changed in the next set a little bit. His stats, he's going to be a 3 attack, 1 defense instead. But as it stands, this is still legal for play, so we're going to throw it in the deck. It's still good anyway. Pay 1, lose 2 health, and your opponent loses 4 health. You can use this skill once. So it's basically got a built-in Bloodthirsty for 1 crystal when he's alive on the battlefield. You're going to run 3 copies of him as well. What does that do, guys? It deals more burn damage, which is the whole point of this deck. So staying on brand, staying on theme. Obviously, this isn't the newest version yet, but until that one comes out, this one is legal for play. So let's play it. Next up is Fearless Scroblin. I have 2 foil ones as well. 3 copies. Cost 2, 2 attack, 1 defense. This creature must attack every turn possible. When this creature dies, deal 1 damage to target opponent. So he's going to be dealing damage and damage and damage, and then when he dies, guess what? He deals more damage to your opponent. Obviously, every point matters in this deck. Every point of damage we're going to be trying to deal to our opponent, get them lower and lower and lower to where they don't realize it and they're already down half health, and we're piling on to keep casting more goblins to deal more damage. Next up, we have the 2-ups of Goblin Chain Twirler. This card is also going to be changed in set 4, but I'm not going to release the details on that yet. But for now, this is legal for play, so let's run it. It costs 4 attack, 3 defense, and it has Amber 3 technically. So every time this creature battles and deals damage to the opposing caster, put a +1 attack, +1 defense buff on this creature with a limit of 3. So he could be a 7 attack, 6 defense if you keep him alive long enough, similar to Zuvris, the Obsidian Dragon. Same thing, they have Amber. Very cool, and it stacks damage and damage and damage, and it's something your opponent is going to have to take care of or it's going to snowball. Trivial Spearman is a loved and hated card in the game. Very interesting. It is a rare, so you can run 2. Cost 2 creature, 3 attack, 1 defense, okay. When attacking, this creature deals damage first before the opposing creature. If that creature is killed before it deals damage, then it is unable to deal damage. So for instance, let's say Goblin Chain Twirler is defending. You have your Trivial Spearman, you attack right here. Usually they deal attack damage, which is the top number, to the bottom numbers of each other's at the same time. So he would deal 4 to his 1. He would deal 3 to his 3. Although he deals damage first. So before he deals the damage, he deals his 3 to him, which means he dies and he survives. In Mystic Islands, this is a super useful ability, so I definitely want to put it on a rare to see how good it would be, and it is very good. So it's something to take note in for the future, but Trivial Spearman is great. Another way to kill your opponent's creatures real quick is Throwing Blade. 2 copies, gonna get new artwork very soon as well, cost 1. Deal 2 damage to target creature. Sometimes the simple cards are some of the best cards. Definitely got to run this with the goblins. Very, very useful. Pick off little annoying creatures easily, get through them, and deal more damage. Let's go. Next up is Brain Freeze. Awesome artwork. 2 copies of this, cost 1 ability card. Rest target creature. That creature becomes unrested at the end of the turn. Many uses for this. If they leave something up for defense, you get to rest that creature, and that way you can attack straight to your opponent. Or if you want to kill one of their creatures with yours, guess what? On their turn, rest their creature. It'll unrest at the end of the turn. Then it'll be on basically defense for you to attack it. Super useful, super great. A rare, you can have 2 copies. Let's move on. This one's a little bit weird and specific, but it's Woodland Retreat. 2 copies, cost 2. Return target creature on your battlefield to your hand. Add crystals to your stash equal to the amount that creature is worth. So this is very useful for that Goblin ambush because his effect is so strong that you can throw him out, and then the turn you throw him out, you can retreat him back to your hand, get the crystals back, and then play him again to do that effect twice. I learned this from my buddy when we were playing in high school, and it was kind of mind-opening. I was like, wow, I didn't realize you could do that with this card. Very useful, but situational. Could be a dud sometimes, so got to be careful with it. We're down to the final 2 cards. One of them is Mystic Goblin. Cost 2, 4 attack, 2 defense. Really good stats. It's mainly why he's in here. He's a Mystic Rare, so you can only run 1 copy. You can pay 1 crystal to add 1 dice counter to this creature. That's just adding a dice, like a counter 1, 2, 3 type of thing. Once this creature has 3 dice counters on it, deal 3 damage to target opponent, then remove the dice counters. So you could constantly keep paying into this every turn to just deal burn damage. Not as good as we thought in playtesting, but it's still very useful and it deals a lot of damage quick. The last card is your leader card, Kingkruic. He costs 5 crystals or 11 health, as you can see in this black bar. He has 12 defense on him. His rest effect is if any Goblin Faction creatures are dealt damage this turn, deal 1 damage to all creatures that dealt it. Basically giving you revenge for people killing your goblins, very useful. You can pay 1 to discard X cards, where you deal X damage to your opponent. So what that means is you would pay the 1, then you decide how many cards you want to discard from your hand that are obviously possible. You can't do more than you don't have or whatever. So I could maybe discard 3 cards and deal 3 damage to my opponent. Very good for late game scenarios. I've won a few games doing this last turn just to liquidate my hand and deal burn damage to my opponent. You can pay 2 crystals to draw a card, and you can pay 4 crystals to place this card on the top of your deck, which once it's out of play and it goes in your hand and you play it again, its stats reset, so his defense would be back to 12. Haven't found a great usage for it yet, but I'm sure it'll combo great in the future. And then of course you got to have your 15 Chaos Crystals, guys. That is the resource for Mystic Islands, so you got to have your 15 Chaos Crystals. That's a no-brainer, obviously. So let me know what you guys think down below of this deck. I will put the deck list up on the screen right now as well, in case you just wanted a quick screenshot and throw it into Untap. But I want to say thank you guys so much for watching. I want to say thank you so much to our patrons. The more patrons we have, the more money goes into Mystic Islands for artwork and upgrading the sets. So I really appreciate everybody on the Patreon. That's really the best way to support Mystic Islands. So please at least take a peek over there. It would really improve the game. Artwork's not cheap, and I appreciate all your support. Besides that, please like, subscribe, and share the video. I really do appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. And let me know how this deck fares for you. Try this against your friends and see if they get very angry at you, because this is going to be a very fun deck for you and probably not very fun for them. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what type of videos you want to see down below. More gameplays coming up as well. And I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace.